So much to get through today. We're going to be testing out the Arcane or Frozen Orb Wizard using the brand new revamped Dalsea's Magnum Opus set, or DMO for short. So it's changed a little bit, and it's actually changed for the better. Now we can trigger slow time simply by using our skills. So using Shock Pulse and or Arcane Orb, when we hit an enemy for the first time, it's going to automatically open up a slow time. So we don't have to actually have it on our skills bar. We don't have to have this skill equipped. We don't have to do anything. It'll just activate. And once we're inside that slow time, we increase damage, we reduce damage taken, and it also resets our cooldown for teleport. So it's very, very nice, as you can see there. So for the two pieces, casting Arcane Orb or the Shock Pulse, it will automatically cast a slow time. The effect will not trigger if the target is already inside a slow time bubble. So we have to keep hitting new enemies outside of the bubble to trigger more bubbles, more slow time bubbles, if that makes sense. So once an enemy has been inside a bubble, you can't hit that enemy and then expect another slow time bubble to appear. So you take 75% reduced damage while you have slow time active. Allies inside slow time gain half the benefit. So we're playing solo right now, so allies ain't going to matter. But we take 75% reduced damage while we have a slow time active. So you don't have to be inside the slow time. Very important. It just has to be active. So as long as we're hitting enemies, we're going to keep activating slow times. And then last of all, for 6 pieces, enemies affected by our slow time, and for 5 seconds after exiting slow time, they take a big whopping 12,500% increased damage from our Arcane Orb and our Shock Pulse. But Arcane Orb is going to be doing all the damage. So, let's go to the armor that we have equipped. So we've got the DMO head, chest, shoulders, gloves, pants, and boots. So 6 pieces of DMO to make sure that we have that 6-piece bonus there activated. We've got Squirt's necklace here, the Shame of Dalsea belt, Ashnagar's blood bracer, focus and restraint. We got the unstable scepter and also triumvirate in our offhand. The gems that I'm using are all of the diamond gems. So for the helm we get the cooldown, we get resist all. Once we place them into our chest and pants. You can go resist all. You can also go for armor. You can put the ruby gems in there. I might actually mix and match. I might put some more armor in. Armor is definitely nice. We don't want to take too much damage from melee. Look, for this example, I'm just going to leave resist all. Resist all is definitely nice. It just depends on the rift. If there's a lot of elemental damage on the floor, then resist all diamond gems are going to come in handy. If you're dealing with a bunch of melee, then the ruby gems will come in handy, or you can just mix and match. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. That's the great thing about Diablo. You can experiment and mix and match and test things out on your own. The legendary gems, Zaystone of Vengeance, the Bane of the Trapped, and Bane of the Stricken. So this is primarily a pushing build. This isn't a fast build. It's definitely not great. It's not going to be great for speed farming or anything like this. This is definitely going to be used for GR pushing, and you definitely want to be high Paragon when you do this, especially if you try one of the 2 variations I'm going to explain. Anyway, we'll get to that real soon. The skills that we're using: Shock Pulse with Piercing Orb, Arcane Orb with Frozen Orb, Teleport with Safe Passage, Storm Armor with Power of the Storm, Magic Weapon Deflection, Diamond Skin, Enduring Skin. Again, you can mix and match a little bit with your skills. There's no right or wrong. You don't have to use Shock Pulse. I have seen people use Spectral Blades before. It just depends on your personal playstyle. I would definitely recommend sticking with the Arcane Orb, Frozen Orb though. But you can still mix and match skills however you wish, and you can also mix and match the runes depending on your playstyle. The passives that I'm using, again, super optional. You can mix and match. The only one that I would recommend highly using is Galvanizing Ward, for sure. You want that shield. But other than that, you can mix and match however you like. I'm using Power Hungry. You deal 30% additional damage to enemies further out of 30 yards, and we want to be away 30 yards or longer away, because when you cast... By the way, one thing I forgot to mention is Angelic Crucibles. So the Angelic Crucible, or the item that I've sanctified, is my Unstable Scepter here. So in Season 27, you're going to get these things called Angelic Crucibles, which allow you to sanctify one item that you have equipped, and it'll give you one of 3 legendary powers. For this one, Arcane Orb now periodically spawns up to 4 orbiting orbs that generate an additional orb when cast. So now you can see that I've got 4 orbs circling around me. If I find an enemy, an elite or Rift Guardian, if I want to take them down, I cast my Frozen Orb, and all 4 of them cast just like that. And then over time, you get your 4 back. Swing! So sorry, 5. You cast 1, and the other 4 will cast with it. If you've only got 1, then you cast 1, and the other one will go with it. So whenever you cast them, the other ones circling around you will cast as well for extra damage, and they all multiply. The other thing, the very important thing you need to realize is most of your damage is done during the actual explosion. So if this is an elite that we want to kill, doing that, you won't get full damage because the orbs are passing through him and they're exploding over here. So you want to go like that and make sure that he's right in the explosion, and that's when you get the most juicy damage that way. Now, where was I? I was at skills. So yeah, very important with and you can also sanctify any item using your Angelic Crucibles. Doesn't have to be the Unstable Scepter. You can just make sure that you have that the 4 orbs spawning ability or legendary power, whatever you want to call it. When you sanctify an item, you can sanctify any of them. Just make sure that you have that power appear. That's all. So out of the 3 powers, you want to make sure you have that one. Don't have to sanctify this item. This could be like if you get an Unstable Scepter that's primal, then you can sanctify your Triumvirate or a ring or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Now back to the skills. So the passives, I was saying, very optional. I'm using Power Hungry, Blur for damage reduction, Galvanizing Ward, and Illusionist. Now, this is where things get a bit tricky with this setup. So in Kanai's Cube, I'm using Wizard Spike, and I'm using Shi Mizu's Hayori for this particular variation, which isn't preferred for me. I prefer using Frostburn, but I'm going to do 2 examples, one using Shi's and one using Frostburn. So with Shi's, when you're below 25% health, all your attacks are guaranteed critical hits, which is a huge damage boost, but it's going to be tricky to maintain being under 25% health, as you can imagine. There's a lot of healing abilities, there's health globes out there, and it's very difficult to maintain being so close to death and benefiting continuously from the Shi Mizu's guaranteed crit hits. So we're going to give this a go. Not my preferred playstyle. There are things that you need to do to make sure you maintain your health low, being at low levels, and I'll explain how to do that in a second with Paragons and the gear. The other one I'm using in Kanai's is Hello of Karini. You can't see from my fat head, sorry. Alright, so Shi's, I'll go up here. That's better. So Wizard Spike we're using, 25% chance to hurl a Frozen Orb, an additional one to all the other ones that we do, and it also deals 350% increased damage. Shi Mizu's Hayori, like I was explaining, while below 25% health, all of your attacks are crits. So super powerful, but we gotta use some tricks to make sure that we're continuously below 25% health. Sorry, just gotta ban someone real quick from Twitch. There we go, got him. The ban hammer came out. And in jewelry, Hello of Karini, again, to further increase our damage reduction. So I think I've gone through everything. The armor I've explained, the skills that we're using, the passives, the runes, Kanai's Cube. Now, Paragons. So if we want to maintain that chest piece power and get as many critical hits as we possibly can, then we're going to have to, first of all, get to under 25% HP. So I'll go in there with no shields. With your follower, make sure that you have any healing abilities turned off. Don't choose anything that heals you. Don't have any items equipped that heal you. And make sure that you have the Guardian ability here at the bottom. So it's basically a cheat death. We run on in, Take as much damage as we can to get below 25% health. Most likely we'll take fatal damage. Templar will step in, save us with that cheat death, and then activate your shields. Okay, activate your shields after that, and then whenever demon skin is available, let me just port back to town. Whenever demon skin is available, make sure that you keep recasting it. But also make sure that you're maintaining being below 25% health. If you go above 25% health, if you get a health globe thrown at you or something, it's okay, just keep doing what you're doing. You can still kill enemies with these powerful frozen orbs, and then just wait to get your cheat death back and rinse and repeat the process. But just make sure, go over to your details, and then go to the life section. You want to make sure life per second is 0, life per hit is 0, and life per kill is 0. We don't want to be healing in any way, shape, or form. So make sure you go to your skills, sorry, your armor, your inventory, whatever you have equipped, make sure you have no life per hit, no life per kill, nothing like that whatsoever. Very, very important. No life per hit, no life per kill, and no generating life per second. It's all got to be 0. Then go over to Paragons and make sure that you have nothing in life per hit, nothing in pickup radius. That'll mean that we can get close and pick up the juicy purple orbs to progress through the greater rift and keep on pushing through. And you can avoid the healing orbs, the healing globes, so you don't heal and maintain that awesome 100% crit rate being under 25% health. In defense, make sure that you also get rid of your life regen. That's why we're at 0. Alright, so this is the Shi Mizu's version. I'm also going to show you the Frostburn version. So the other thing you can do, instead of having Shi Mizu's and worrying about maintaining being below 25% health, if it's not for you, this playstyle, it is annoying. You can just pick up one globe and it ruins everything. And you also should be probably farming for an open map. If you're in like a Corvus or a Spaghetti, or anything super narrow, it's going to be very difficult to avoid health globes. They're just going to drop, you're going to run into them, they're going to get thrown at you, it's going to be very difficult. So the other thing you want to make sure you do is have a high Paragon level. So I wouldn't even attempt Shi Mizu's version until you're high Paragon, because guess what happens when you level up a level? You're fully healed. So it's not going to work again. You're going to fully heal up. That way it's going to be annoying and you're not going to be able to maintain being under 25% health. So lots of annoying little tidbits to worry about with this setup. But I'm going to show an example anyway because it is an option. It's a very powerful and strong option. But I wouldn't even attempt it until much, much later in a season when your Paragons are really high up there and you're not going to level up each time you do a rift. So I'm at 2k now, not high at all, but I'm just going to do this as an example. And I'm going to keep the greater rifts relatively low, again, just to serve it as an example. So I'll show you Shi Mizu's version right now, trying to get health down below 25% over there on your little health globe there. Your health pool, should we call it. So 25%, I'm going to run in, take fatal damage, activate my shields, and then try and maintain being below 25%. If we pick up a health globe, it's not the end of the world. We just wait to get our cheat death back. Don't try and get your health below 25% without cheat death, because you'll probably die, and that's just going to be super annoying. So let's go in and try this one together. Hopefully we get a good map. Okay, so this map, a little bit narrow. No elites up there. We're going to take fatal damage first up. Let's try and take some fatal damage, and then we'll activate our shields. Alright, so we got fatal damage. You can see my health is below 25%, well and truly. We're going to keep activating our diamond skin there. Juicy purple orbs. We'll try and get the juicy purple orbs. Try and avoid the, obviously the health globes. I've picked up a couple there, but I'm still under 25% health. It's still got that red haze. And if you do die, don't stress. Just rinse and repeat the process, because at least if you die, you'll get your cheat death back from your follower, and you can easily get under 25% health again. Or, after a minute, if you get healed too much, after a minute you can rinse and repeat the process again as well. So we don't want narrow maps like this, but we're going to have to just play the hand that we're dealt here. It is what it is. Let's blow some bubbles. So here's an elite. The problem is it's so narrow. I'm going to make sure that he's sort of right at the explosion radius at the end of the frozen orb explosions. He's going to keep porting to me and be annoying. So he's going to drop some health globes most likely, which is going to be annoying. But the problem here is we want those juicy purple orbs. So you try and avoid the health globes. So right now I'm healed up a bit too much, but that's okay. I'll keep on progressing through. And I'll wait my 1 minute. And then I'll take fatal damage again and rinse and repeat, being under 25% health. I'm going to wait until... and you can also pick up all of the orbs. So if you are waiting to... I'm going to kill this elite first and then pick up that pylon. If you do heal up over 25% health, make sure you pick up all the orbs, because you want to get rid of all the orbs before you rinse and repeat the process. So when we use our cheat death again, at least all the orbs are gone, so we don't risk touching the healing up again. Alright, so let's take some damage now. Does that make sense? So if you screw up and you're above 25% health, collect all the orbs and get them out of the way so you can rinse and repeat the process, and then you can maintain being under 25%. God damn orbs. Health globes. This is what I was talking about, why I don't like this playstyle. And if you get feared or something and you pick up the health globes by accident, it sucks as well. But I mean, the good news is you can still do a lot of damage. You're not proccing those critical hits. So as you can see there, I easily killed the elite, but I just wasn't benefiting from the Shimizu's chest. It can be done. You'd also want to fish around for the perfect map as well. Something nice and open would be ideal. But as you can see, super powerful, and I can't wait to whack in the Frostburns and play it that way. Collect those juicy purple orbs, collect all the orbs, and then whenever you can, wait the 1 minute and just rinse and repeat the process, and then you'll be doing max damage with those 100% crits. With a good map, like this is clearing like 133s at the moment. These guys are annoying because they keep following me around. And they're wallers. So we want to try and get them right in the explosion. This is like the most annoying elite I've ever seen in my life for this particular build. There we go. So my cheat death is coming back up again. Terrible map to serve as an example, but it is what it is. I can't be bothered fishing around for maps. So now I'm just going to run through with no shields. There's nothing around. Actually, it's not going to work, is it? I've got the shield pylon. So if you've got the shield pylon, it would be definitely ideal if you were under 25% health, because that way you won't be taking any damage and you can maintain those crits. I was just wondering why I wasn't taking damage. I realised I had the shield on. So we'll wait for that to wear off now. Not like we have much choice. But you guys get the idea, yeah, how to play this. So shield is worn off. I'll show you how to activate the cheat death again. Just get hit. Once you take fatal damage, get out of there, activate your shields to stay alive, and obviously as much toughness as possible for this setup will be beneficial. But it is super annoying. It's probably not something I'll play until, if I do play a wizard and I do decide to push next season, This is something that I'll play much later at higher Paragon levels. And you do have to fish around for maps. Because with a larger map, like see how I got some space here? I can avoid those health globes. Still difficult though. It's so narrow. I've been getting nothing but narrowness. So bad examples, but look, in the future if I start doing like 130 plus clears, I'm gonna fish around for like better maps, and I'll do an update video with another example. But you guys get the idea. If anything, you can see me do it the hard way, and then you guys can fish around for a good open map and do it the easy way. But yeah, don't stress too much even if you do go above 25% health. The orbs are still doing a lot of damage. They're just not crits anymore. They're not 100% crits anymore. The other thing I forgot to mention is make sure that you activate your shock pulse 3 times. 1, 2, 3. That maintains the damage increase there of our frozen orbs. There's a pylon there. So every now and then just let off a shock pulse. Shock pulse is great for also regenerating your arcane power. And another narrow map. They're all narrow. So it's such bad luck. But we've got our cheat death back. Just gonna run through and not have any shields activated. Trying to take some damage as we kill everything with Condi. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. So we got it back. And we got it back just for in time for the Rift Guardian. Is he going to port right on me? So you want to make sure enemies are right at the explosion. See there? Where the actual orbs are exploding is where all the damage is. It's actually kind of a painful build to play, to be honest with you, because you have to make sure positioning is right. You got to try and maintain your health below 25%. This kind of playstyle isn't for me, but I just thought I'll give an example. It is the strongest GR pushing build for Dalseers right now. So if you can maintain being below 25% health, it's going to be super beneficial. Where's my Enforcer gem? There it is. And now I'm going to show you Frostburn. Frostburn's going to be a lot more fun.
I am returning to town.
Instead of worrying about not picking up, you know, orbs, instead of, you know, having to make sure that paragons aren't being used in certain areas, you can max out everything with Frostburn. And we also get some pretty cool abilities here. We get, here, I'll open that up here. So you can't see because of my big head, right, where the Frostburn is, because Kenai's Cube has to open right there where my head is. But Frostburn gives you a 20% increase in damage for your arcane orbs, so your frozen orbs, because they are cold damage, and also 50% chance to freeze enemies. So let's quickly go on in and do the Frostburn version. I was going to make 2 videos, but I'm going to do all this in one. Let's make sure we don't have to repair. I've got Zakura's shoulders. Alright, let's go. So no more worrying about anything. I mean, passives can stay the same anyway. I'll show you with Frostburn. So activate everything straight away and just go with Frostburn, baby. And just make sure that you hit Shock Pulse 3 times just to get that 3 stacks there. And then when you're killing an elite, again, try and position them right at the base of the explosion. Condi pylon, great pylon to get early on. Collect those juicy purple orbs. As you can see, a lot faster moving because I don't have to be cautious about picking up health globes or anything like that. I think Frostburn's probably better, honestly. If you get a good map, it's going to be good too. And I think the highest clear is actually using Frostburn. So it's totally up to you. You can try and use Shimizu's chest and maintain being under 25% health. It's a bit too much stuffing around if you ask me. But I did want to just go through it because it is very popular right now and people are using it. Just want to explain it. But this is my preferred Frozen Orb playstyle for sure. And again, pushing build. Ideal for pushing. It's not fast, but it is powerful. Pick up those juicy purple orbs. Don't have to worry about the health globes. They're good now because we want to stay alive. He's being annoying. And I couldn't get him right at the base of the explosion. But if you do smash elites right in that sort of explosion radius, they go down pretty easy. See? Just like that. But yeah, it's positioning, positioning, positioning. Bit annoying. Especially like the elites that jump on you and follow you around and stick right on you. They shit me to tears, those guys. They're the worst. Where's all the elites at? Come on. I need shit to kill. Lots of trash though. So those elites right there. Oh! I was going to say they're in a good position, but I was a bit low on arcane power. Once they pop, they can't stop. So yeah, look at all those orbs. It's so annoying. I wish there was a way to decrease health globes dropping after killing elites, but it really makes it difficult to maintain that Shi Mizu buff. But it is nice to be able to crit everything. Too many factors that come into play though. It makes it annoying. Alright, it'll be up there. Oh, elite up here. Again, if you can get him right at that explosion radius, he'll go down like a sack of potatoes. Sometimes there's an orb or an elite here. Definitely an elite. He's flying over to me, which is annoying. Waller as well, which is even more annoying. Oh, there's another one. Oh, the damn tree's in the way. There we go. Pick up all those juicy purple orbs, baby. And as you can see, much faster, much easier playing with Frostburn. If you're going to play Wizard and going to push, I'd say try Frostburn first. And then once you sort of plateau out and you can't push any further, maybe you can fish for like a really good map and try and use Shimizu's chest. But every time you kill an elite, they drop orbs, they even throw them at you. It's super annoying. Even like if you're pushing really hard, you can even port back to town and wait for your cheat death cooldown to come off cooldown. But that's just super annoying. I'm not that desperate to clear refs that I have to port to town and wait for a cooldown. The Rift Garden has arrived! Make sure we have our 3 stacks. And then look at that. He's right at the explosion. Now he's coming over and being annoying and porting me in. But as you can see, where the orbs explode, the damage is just bonkers. So there you go, that's the new DMO wizard. There's 2 variations using Shi Mizu's and then just going with Frostburn. I say go with Frostburn to begin with, and then once you're super high Paragon and you want to keep pushing with this build, if you want to keep pushing with this build, you can definitely try Shi Mizu's after messing around with Frostburn and getting used to the playstyle. Just remember to go to your Paragons, reduce the points in the areas that I said to do it, and then go into the life section in your details and make sure your life per second, life per hit, life per kill is all on 0 before using Shi Mizu's. Good luck. Thank you all. Catch you soon.